organizers of this beautiful program, Acharya Vinekar. I hold my hands. Bhikshut in Ceylon, Janab Waris Hussain, Salam Alaikum. Mr. Vakil, Professor Vakil, long since I'm seeing you. And Mr. Mahendra Singh, Mr. V. Afshin, Mr. Bhatia. Then I see also the names of Ravi, Shankar, Chervin, Sujesh, and also our respected ladies who are, many of them have sung beautifully. Uma, I see the face here, Asha, Banushri, Rachana, Mamta, Echama. I'm sure I've left one or two, but then still I have my regards to you. It's a very happy day for us to meet, and greetings to the Bahaya community of Bangalore from me and the Christian community on the occasion of the birth anniversaries of the twin manifestations of Bab and Baha'u'llah. May I give my greetings and assure my participation with you in this beautiful program which speaks of peace and love. You know, the introductory song was beautiful, giving the different themes of the not only the Bahaya community, but also Bahaya religion, but also every religion. Love, peace, harmony between the communities, understanding, and these are the qualities perhaps that will bring us together. Our own Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be considered as children of God." You know, religion and peace go together. And if they don't go together, perhaps there is no meaning for the religion itself. And unless there is peace between religions, it's unfortunate that sometimes religions are also the cause of unrest and tension between each other. And so unless there is peace between the religions, there can be no peace in the world. You know, I read a beautiful sentence today that said, "Peace is the harvest of love, and war is the fruit of hate." So therefore, if we would have like peace in the world, we should surely propagate and appreciate each other's religions. I am a Christian, you are a Hindu, we have a Muslim, we have a Bhaya community, we have the Buddhists, and to realize the greatness and appreciate the great qualities of every religion, I think we need not go much beyond. In India, which is a crucible of so many religions and religious people, you know, we speak about exporting some things from India to abroad and making ourselves economically very rich and independent. If we could only sort of export the riches of our religions, I think we would be the greatest exporters of values, of sentiments, and surely love and affection for each other. Mahatma Gandhi, I think, said that surely the pursuit of truth does not permit violence being inflicted on one's opponent. We can have opponents, we can have people whom we don't agree fully, but there is also decency, there is also a little of understanding, and therefore, when we understand each other, the pursuit of my truth and my religion does not permit violence to be inflicted on those who do not agree with me. Martin Luther Jr. King, I think he has said, we must learn to live together or we are going to perish together as fools. We have to learn to live together. And religion is a best atmosphere where we can not only live with each other, but also appreciate the good values of the other. I'm very happy that we get another occasion today on the anniversaries, on the celebrations of the Baha'i community to speak of religious peace, religious harmony. And also, as we as leaders, perhaps we have no power, we have no money, we don't have prestige, but then the little that we have that we can spread to the others and gain appreciation, surely more meetings like this would like surely be a very great attempt on our part. I'm very grateful to our Dinesh and the others of the Bhaya community who have requested me to be online. This is another perhaps an opportunity for us. Surely we we are aware that our coronavirus doesn't allow us to come together in gatherings. But I say to my community members, when God closes a door, He opens the window somewhere. And I think if God has closed the door of our meetings, He has opened the windows of our mobiles, of our YouTubes and our media, so that we can have a better and more attended to gathering that we are here together. I wish you, and surely I will be in touch with all of you on occasions like this. And I thank very much my community, and I wish them a great, great blessings and success for your celebrations. God bless you.
Now I request Gishe Tenjin Silon to please deliver the message on behalf of the Buddhist community. Gishe Tenjin Silon, please.
Good evening. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, it's. Can you be a little louder, please?
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, better. Yes.
Okay, okay. Good evening, everybody. Today, I have given a topic, the topic of love and unity. In terms of love, if you look at our life begin with the care, not only the human being. If we look at the other mammals like a cat, dog, cows, when we were born, uh, uh, even we don't know that particular persons, but we have a tremendous trust to our mother. And when our mother provide us care, when our mother feeds milk and gives us hugs, so you know, through that way, we feel very happy and pleasant in our life. So this is the seed of love. So if you look at the early period of life, uh, if we do not receive a maximum care, then whole life, uh, emotional level and mental level, we are not much stable, and we are not much happier, and we are not much, secure. And if we do not receive a maximum care at the early period of life, I give you an example that, one time His Holiness Dalai Lama visited to the Poland. That was his first visiting to the Poland, and they have taken him to the orphanage, and they have described him that, these children are unwanted children. Can you imagine? This is very terrible. So when we bring up under the compassionate atmosphere, affectionate home, and full of trust and full of friendship, then we will be more happier, more stable, and more secure. So that kind of atmosphere we do not able to bring by money. Okay. So if we look from the scientific finding, those people who do not receive a good care at the early stage of life, uh, they are more aggressive, and they are more, angry. So their anger kills their immune systems and they have a greater chance of having a heart attack in their life. So, according to the Buddhist perspective, love that I have been talking about, if you look at the mother's love to the children, it's a very powerful, it's very attractive. But that kind of love is conditioned. That kind of love is biased. That kind of love is mixed with attachment. We do not able to extend that kind of love to our enemy and the strangers. The genuine love, the pure love, we can extend this kind of love not only to our friends and family. We can extend this kind of love to our own enemy and the strangers. If you really want to cultivate that kind of pure love, then you have to do the practice of bodhisattva's way of life, or you have to do the practice of meditation. Through that way you can cultivate that kind of love. So there is a, the true love is the absence of anger. And if you really want to cultivate the genuine love, then you have to minimize and reduce the anger. So there is a teaching of anger management. There is a teaching of methods and steps how to do the meditation to cultivate the genuine love from the Buddhist perspective. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna explain all these things here today because we do not have much time here. In terms of the unity, if I think that if we treat all the human beings as one's own brothers and sisters, so that is the promotion of human value. If we treat like that, then we are not going to make a discrimination between them. Through that way we can come together, we can work together. Then there is a possibility to be united. And today, as the Dr. Peter said, that today unfortunately we have a religious conflict. So, in order to solve this problem, I think that if we do the practice of exchanging the religions, if we try to learn the other people's religion, then naturally we will come to understand the other people's religion, and we will respect to the other people's religions. Through that way, we can respect to the people and fellow who are following to the others religion. Then we can come together, work together. Then there is a way to be a possible, way to be a united. According to the political point of view, I have read a book which is written by the Mahatma Gandhi. His books is called Hind Swaraj. In that book, he has mentioned that in ancient time, people they are giving more importance to the to others. Today we are giving more importance to the self, self than others. In ancient time, people are more concerned about the society, but today we are more concerned about the individuals, than others. And in ancient time, people they are uh, they are taking and talking about the responsibility. Today we are taking and talking about the individual rights more than responsibilities. And in ancient time, people are speaking about the cooperation. Today, we are speaking about the competition. So there is these things are imbalanced right now. Now I think it is a time, we have to change this, imbalance. Through that way, I think that, there is a way to be united. This is I wanted to share. I think I have taken more than 3 minutes. My time is already finished, so I'm going to stop here. And thank you for having me here today, and all the organizers and all the participants. Thank you so much.
Geshe Tenzin Silon, it was indeed a very, very touching message, a message of love and the concept of child education, right from when a child is small, as the child is receiving mother's unconditional love, each one of us, we can, to whatever possible, we can inculcate the values, we can inculcate the moral education, and we can also ensure that the child also mixes well with the other children, so that there is no differentiation right from the childhood itself. I think this is a very, very profound concept that you shared in terms of the value education of children and how selfless love can help not only in bringing cooperation but also in helping bring unity, peace, and oneness of mankind. I'm sure each one of us will try to practice some of the virtues that you shared this evening. And one thing which was very touching was the concept of detachment. Most of us, in some way, we are attached to the material things. But I think your message of having strength to detach ourselves from the material pursuits and follow the spiritual path and lead a happy life will definitely go in a long way in building a peaceful world. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.